This is my CyberDeck build. Welcome to the future.
And if you don't know what a CyberDeck is, you should read Neuromancer. It still holds up despite being from the 80s. This build will be more true to the book because it's not going to use a display like my other builds. I start with a 3D printed chassis, which I epoxy together, and it holds my water cooling components, which I'm mounting at this 45-degree angle. For the compute unit, I'm using a B-Link micro PC. I can recommend these. I've had 2 of these so far, and they've done pretty well. Obviously no dedicated GPU, but for what they are, they're pretty good. I'm water cooling it, which it doesn't need at all, but I thought would be cool. No pun intended. The keyboard for this build is the iQnix 60. This was provided for free by iQnix to help with this build. So shout out to them, thank you. This is the most impressive keyboard that I've seen, period. Really good packaging, really good quality PCB, really good quality solid CNC milled case. There's a bunch of different gaskets and like layers of foam that you can add to change how it sounds. And then their in-house switches were actually really good. Quite like them. The only thing I have to say is you will want to buy your own keycaps. The keycaps were just fine. Next, I moved on to the hardline water cooling. Bending hardline is definitely a bit of an art. Unfortunately, I didn't have any extra tubing, so I had to use my first try for each of these runs. Probably could have done a little better, definitely did better on my past water-cooled build, but it still turned out decently straight and parallel. I have these little PWM knobs to control the speed of the pump and the fan, because I'm running both the pump and the fan directly off of the power supply instead of off of the PC motherboard. I'll shut up for a second so you can watch the loop being filled, because that's always the coolest part. With the PC running, it's now time to talk about the display, but first a quick keyboard sound test. Alright, so now it's finally time to talk about how this has no display and what I plan to do. So in fictional CyberDecks, the user will jack in and essentially hallucinate the content. I decided the closest I could get to that are these X-Real Air 1 glasses. They're not VR glasses, they just have a display directly in front of your face that doesn't track with motion. And if you want it to follow your head motion, you gotta pay the extra like $100 for this extra device. So is this the future? Not quite yet. But the purpose of this project is to bring a fictional vision of computing into the real world so I could try it. And for that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I was definitely feeling the dystopic vibes when I was gaming without a single muscle activated, not even holding my head up. So hopefully you found this build interesting. Check out my other CyberDeck builds and check out this iQnix keyboard in the link below. I think there should be a discount for you guys. Have a good day.